Nation? Hope you're having an awesome Thursday. My name is Philip DeFranco, and this is where I talk about newsy tap stuff and things that matter to me today. And a quickie update before we jump into everything. If you want to grab one of the classy as frack dino t-shirts for the next 24 hours or until they sell out, I'll put a link in the description down below for you. So there's that, but let's jump into the first story of the day. And the first thing I want to talk about is two bits of Obama news. The first was that obviously you might have heard that ricin-laced letters were sent to the president. They were stopped, but now the guy that was arrested for it, and it's kind of just fantastic, is Paul Kevin Curtis of Mississippi, who is also an Elvis impersonator from time to time. A part of being a fan from the king, he also believes that the government is the Illuminati and they will sell your organs on the black market. When you jump on his Facebook page to try and find out like what kind of guy tries to, poison the president, you notice two things. One, under religious views, he writes, "I pray daily, treat others how I wish to be treated, lead by example, and willing to learn and better myself daily." And he made a reaction post to the Boston bombing saying, "Heartbreaking. I have an 8-year-old son with the smile of an angel. The world is not what it used to be and hopes of all are not what they used to be. We have let God down. We removed prayer from school in '62. We have staged wars simply for profits in oil and drugs. We have lied our way from the Capitol to the pulpit. We the people should be ashamed. I weep for the future of our children. God bless." So there was that, and then Obama was on TV today and he was pissed. Like as pissed as a president can be without just like flipping everybody the bird. The Senate didn't pass the extended gun sale background checks today, so Obama was like, this is the first thing. We're not even taking away guns. We're just saying like if you go to a gun show or you buy guns online, like you need a background check. We understand a lot of Americans have guns to protect themselves, but we do want to keep them out of the hands of people that get them illegally and those who have a history of mental illness. That was their argument. And here's what Obama had to say about gun lobbyists and the people that voted along those lines.
The gun lobby and its allies willfully lied about the bill. They claimed that it would create some sort of big brother gun registry, even though the bill did the opposite. This legislation, in fact, outlawed any registry. Plain and simple, right there in the text. But that didn't matter. And unfortunately, this pattern of spreading untruths about this legislation served a purpose, because those lies upset an intense minority of gun owners, and that in turn intimidated a lot of senators. There were no coherent arguments as to why we wouldn't do this. It came down to politics. The worry that that vocal minority of gun owners would come after them in future elections. They worried that the gun lobby would spend a lot of money and paint them as anti-Second Amendment. And so they caved to the pressure.
So here's the deal. I am pro-gun. I believe I should have the right to have guns at home to protect myself. But I am also in the favor of actually having background checks to make sure that guns don't get in the hands of criminals and get into the hands of people that have prior mental illness. But the bigger deal here is essentially what Obama said to the American people right now. The lobbyists own politicians. Whether it be the NRA, the GMO king Monsanto, or even, you can go the other route. The organic groups that want companies like Monsanto to go down, not maybe just because they're a bad company, but because their profits would go up as well. And at the end of the day, money talks, money stalks, money kills. And the true world of politics that we live in today isn't that the NRA supports people that also happen to be in the NRA or have laws that are like that. But we live in a political world now where a lobbyist isn't going over to someone and saying, hey, you have our same ideals, we're gonna support you. Instead, it's, hey, if you do take our ideals, we'll support you. And in my lifetime, more often than not, when you send someone over to DC, it's so easy to forget those people back home. The people that you are supposed to represent. But a question to you, nation, are there politicians out there that you do respect, that you do believe in? Why not? And then I want to talk about the wild news out of West Texas. West Texas is just this small community of like 2,800 people. It's 20 miles up from Waco, Texas. And at first there was a report that a fertilizer plant was on fire, and I was like, can't you make bombs with fertilizer? And at 8 p.m. there was an explosion at the fertilizer plant that looked like this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you okay?
Dad?
You okay?
I can't hear.
Come here.
I can't hear.
That's terrifying. You saw that like wave come at them and you hear the sheer terror in that poor little boy's voice. And almost instantly there were other videos like this and there were pictures online. It should be noted that this picture is not from this incident, but is from another West Texas explosion that happened in 2008 involving an oil refinery. As of recording this video, sadly police say 5 to 15 people have been killed and nearly 160 have been injured. Among the confirmed dead are 6 firefighters and 2 paramedics. And police are still looking for people, most notably people that were at a nursing home and a city official. And reporters were noting that the explosion was so strong that it leveled a complete 4-block area, destroying or severely damaging up to 75 houses, an apartment complex with 50 units, a middle school, and a nursing home. As of right now, the cause of the fire is not known, but the U.S. Chemical Safety Board has sent a team to investigate. It's been a weird random week in America, but my main point is my thoughts go out to all those that were affected, this poor small town. The main thing, as people are updated on the death tolls, the number injured, I'll link down below to an updated story since I just make these videos one time a day. And truly, my thoughts go out to this town and everyone anyone that was affected by this. And then let's talk about updates to the Boston Marathon bombing. After yesterday's CNN shit show and a bunch of newspapers and just everyone just saying things that were not true or verified, as we said, the FBI released a statement that could be paraphrased: please shut the hell up. Verify your sources. Just because someone says something does not make it true. After that, you thought, oh, well, maybe it's probably over, but then the New York Post was like, sorry, fellas. Ah, so you think sensationalism and ignorance is your ally, but you merely adopted it. I was born in it, molded by it. That's my bane. It's a terrible bane, but it is true. The New York Post is like a pig in sensationalism and ignorance, and CNN and the rest of the news organizations are just merely drunk co-eds having fun and tipping cows. I say that because the picture of the New York Post this morning was bagmen. Feds seek these two pictured at Boston Marathon. And just like that, they made 2 people targets. Congratulations. As CBS reported, neither of these men are likely to be a suspect in the bombing. These are not the pictures that the FBI said they were released today. These are pictures we saw on the internet yesterday. A good number of people crowd sleuthing the internet already knew that this kid wasn't even a suspect. He's there because he was a runner. Now granted, he was brown, which makes him evil. But yeah, he's just a Moroccan-American kid, local high school soccer player, track runner, which is likely why he's at the Boston Marathon. After realizing all these people thought that he was doing stuff, he went to his Facebook and he was like, I did not do it, just know that. I'm gonna go to the courthouse or wherever right now and just like explain to them I didn't do anything, they can talk to me. And then there was also the Saudi national, but then people realized that he wasn't actually a suspect, but he might also be getting deported. And there's all sorts of conflicting reports about just that as well. And in the ignorance that is the New York Post, under this thing where they're essentially like, these guys did it, they have an article of idiots beat up Arab in revenge. Who do you think is inciting that blind rage, you fucking idiots? Like, I don't know what to say to these news organizations. Like, it's not an exclusive or a scoop if it's not true. It just hurts my brain. A Nation, a last-second update to this story. The FBI just released images of the 2 suspects of the Boston Marathon bombing. Because of the flood of traffic of people wanting to see who did this, trying to help out, the FBI website went down. Obviously, I'm including these pictures in this video, but if you want to see the highest res possible, link down below to see. So hopefully someone recognizes them and reports them. And once again, we will continue updating this story on the site as it happens. And then to take a break from reality for a second, because I feel like we need it, we have Sex at Time news thanks to Alison in Esquire magazine. Most of you probably know her from Community or Mad Men, but she's just awesome. Random side note, she's also the person that inspired me for my equation of general hotness. Male or female, you take H times P divided by 100, that is your hotness level. H being physical hotness, P being personality, then you divide by 100 because you need a scale, and that is how you find the one. All that being said, the photo shoot is half good. Most of the pictures are sexy in spite of how they were shot, but that just speaks more to the amazingness that is Miss Alison Brie. So because of that, if you want to see the pictures from the Esquire photo shoot as well as a lot of my favorites, link to that down below. But Nation, that's really everything I want to talk about, and brings us to the question of the day. Who/what is your perfect partner? Like, if you would describe like who you want to end up with, what would they be? And you don't have to use my equation. Remember to possibly be pelted with $50 worth of stuff from FullHumanPeoples.com. Leave a comment down below, join the conversation. While you're at it, you can hit the like button, favorite if you really like it. Also, big thanks to the sponsor of today's show, Netflix.com/PhillyD. You use that URL, you get a free month of instant streaming movies. But of course, as always, my name is Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you Saturday.